On today's battlefield, silence in the sky can mean death. Ukrainian FPV drones hunt with relentless precision, leaving Russian troops nowhere to hide and no chance to escape. The UAS battalion of the 110th Mechanized Brigade unleashed a wave of precise FPV strikes on Russian positions. Two Russian soldiers moving across an open field tried desperately to find cover, but the Ukrainian drone had already locked in. One of them spotted the UAV and attempted to flee, yet the strike still landed. Another soldier in the area was also hit, completely unaware until the impact struck. On the dim outskirts of Kursk, two Russian troops faced a merciless choice. They surrendered. Cut off, encircled, and staring death in the face, they signaled their intent to yield to Ukraine's Pulse paratroopers. The answer came clear and humane. Their lives would be spared, but only if the weapons were cast aside. In that raw, vulnerable instant, hesitation gave way, and rifles clattered to the ground, symbols of a war they no longer wished to fight. This was not just a tactical capitulation, but a fracture in the myth of never abandoning one's own. It was a crack in the machine that taught its men, Russians don't discard their own, they destroy. These two chose survival over silence, humanity over orders. In doing so, they exposed a grim truth. Fear cuts deeper than loyalty. As the encirclement tightened, the Pulse paratroopers acted with discipline and restraint. No shots fired, no revenge taken. Only a silent extraction, rare in a brutal war. For Ukraine, it was proof of professionalism. For Russia, a chilling reminder that not all are willing to die for a fading cause. In this war, surrender is not weakness. It is the last defiance against a system demanding senseless sacrifice. And in Kursk, two men chose life. Stay tuned for updates and subscribe for more Frontline coverage. Soon after, another Ukrainian FPV drone spotted a Russian soldier exposed in the open. The instant he heard the hum, he panicked and bolted. The operator kept steady control, tracking each frantic step, adjusting the drone's course with ruthless precision. The soldier twisted, doubled back around a small tree, desperate to shake pursuit. Yet the UAV never lost lock. Patiently, the operator wore him down until his pace faltered. At last, the infantryman collapsed into the undergrowth, crawling beneath branches for cover. The drone shifted its angle, keeping him in sight. In the final maneuver, it shot skyward, then plunged straight down through the foliage, detonating with pinpoint accuracy. Once again, Ukraine's drone crews revealed persistence and tactical discipline. Another Russian soldier crept through the night, hoping darkness would conceal him. But the FPV's night vision stripped away every shadow. The footage captured his futile attempts to escape until the UAV completed the strike. This time, the video came from Russian troops themselves, filming their desperate struggle against Ukraine's drones. As their unit advanced, a sudden strike shattered formation. Panic erupted. Men scattered, motorcycles abandoned, and they fled into the open ground. Yet the drones pursued without mercy, hammering relentlessly. The scene laid bare the crushing pressure Russian forces endure as Ukrainian UAVs steadily erode their strength. One group tried to cross a ruined bridge, thinking rubble might shield them. But Ukrainian operators tracked every move. At the decisive moment, an FPV dove straight into their path, exploding with precision and halting the attempt. The collapsed span became another failed crossing. Archival footage showed a Ukrainian FPV drone neutralizing a vital logistics bridge. Special forces had planted charges to weaken it. Then the UAV completed the task, triggering the explosives that brought the structure down. Russian troops scrambling to cross panicked, only to be chased down by follow-up strikes. Another soldier lay motionless on the ruins, feigning death. Operators buzzed him with close flybys, but when he didn't move, they struck. The drone circled, found the perfect angle, and detonated with surgical precision. His ruse collapsed. Footage showed 3 more soldiers attempting the same crossing. The first FPV targeted 2 walking side by side, wiping them out in one blast. Recon confirmed the result. The third man hid inside the bridge ruins, believing concealment would save him, but the UAV spotted the movement. Flying low and steady, it struck directly, ending his attempt. Next, the Signum drone team carried out a string of attacks on Russian transport. The first target, a UAZ 39094 truck packed with personnel and fuel. One strike disabled it instantly. Then a Russian Banka minibus was caught stationary at a checkpoint. The precise strike left it in pieces. A fast-moving Neva vehicle tried to outrun pursuit, but was intercepted mid-motion. Finally, reconnaissance revealed a Kia Z truck hidden deep in a pine forest with a hammock nearby, suggesting that soldiers had been resting. The UAV hit its mark, crippling the vehicle and exposing the hideout. This series of blows underscored the effectiveness of Ukrainian drones in crippling logistics and mobility. Fresh footage from the KSK sector captured a tense encounter. Scouts of Ukraine's 414th Strike Aviation Brigade spotted 2 Russian soldiers moving across bare terrain, likely on reconnaissance. No tree line, no cover, exposed beneath the drone's gaze. For a moment, they pressed on, unaware that each step was being tracked. Then came the order. FPV drones launched, fast, agile, lethal. The Russians dropped flat. One raised his weapon, firing desperately to swat the UAV from the sky. The other shifted position, anticipating its path. But the target was too small, too swift. The drone danced around gunfire, holding course unshaken. Even in the final seconds, they fought back. But the UAV struck mercilessly, transforming the open field into a death trap. Silence followed. More than a strike, it was a psychological marker. Ukrainian drones commanded the skies, blending surveillance with precision firepower. In this war, hesitation is fatal. And over Kursk, the skies remain Ukraine's. Once again, the Sternko community drones proved ruthless. Enemy armor shattered, engines silenced, steel turned to wreckage. Each impact delivered a message. There is no safe place for the occupiers. A lone Russian soldier appeared in the crosshairs, crossing barren land. No trenches, no forest, nowhere to hide. He moved forward, unaware of the predator above. The hum reached his ears. Panic took hold. He zigzagged wildly, but the UAV shadowed every move. Each frantic motion mirrored with chilling precision. His posture betrayed fear, desperation, and raw instinct. Still, he clutched his weapon, refusing to yield. This was more than combat. It was psychological warfare, the terror of FPVs, machines that pierce camouflage, react faster than reflexes, strike without pause. He fired at it, but speed and agility made it untouchable. A drawn-out chase followed, a duel of man against machine with only one ending. Finally, the drone adjusted, accelerated, and dove. The explosion was swift and merciless, leaving no chance of survival. In today's war, courage alone is not enough. Technology decides who lives, who dies. In the Lyman sector, the Signum battalion struck with FPVs. A large Russian force on a supply route was hit repeatedly. Even with jammers deployed, fiber-optic drones cut through defenses. One soldier tried to escape, but the UAV hunted him down with persistence. Elsewhere, Ukrainian troops surrounded a house, sealing every exit. Inside, Russian troops were trapped, panic rising with each passing second. Confidence crumbled, fear consumed them, and surrender followed. The Ukrainian unit executed flawlessly. every move deliberate, every position covered, soldiers in perfect sync. This was more than tactical success. It showed Ukraine's growing strength and discipline. The house, once a safe shelter, became a prison. The enemy's belief dissolved. Victory here was born not only of firepower, but of resolve, unity, and strategy. Every step under fire echoed with purpose. Ukraine's defenders weren't just fighting. They were winning. On another front, aerial scouts spotted a vehicle ferrying Russian troops. An FPV drone locked on, forcing the driver into sudden evasive maneuvers. The strike sent the vehicle careening off balance, throwing one passenger out as it crashed. Recon footage captured the entire sequence. In Lyman, fiber-optic FPVs from the 63rd Mechanized Brigade operated day and night, dismantling Russian logistics. Ammunition trucks, supply convoys, equipment carriers, all destroyed. Terrain and structures offered no refuge. Losses mounted, supply lines shattered, and frontline support faltered. Under relentless drone and artillery pressure, chaos consumed the battlefield. Russian units struggled to hold. Reports confirmed morale was collapsing under constant strikes, day and night. Footage from the White of Bush unit of the 68th Jaeger Brigade showed a Russian UAZ speeding to evade drones. As the UAV closed in, a soldier leapt from the rear door, but the decision sealed his fate. The drone was already there, detonating on contact. The footage highlighted both the perils of panic and the deadly precision of Ukrainian FPVs. A Ukrainian drone struck an abandoned house sheltering 13 Russian soldiers. After the first blast, they relocated to a nearby building, believing themselves safe. They were wrong. A second, heavier strike collapsed it, wiping out the group. Of the 13, only one survived, crawling out from the rubble. The searing heat of war consumed the rest.